everyone, and thank you for joining our webinar. My name is Tina, and I'm the marketing manager at Tvarna. As the marketing manager, I am responsible for running campaigns, creating collateral, managing our social media platforms, creating strategies to promote our products and services, and raising brand awareness. Our company Tvarna was founded in 2007 as a NetSuite consulting firm. In 2008, we became a NetSuite solution provider, and in 2014, Tvarna created its first suite app, SkyDock, a storage solution for NetSuite. Tvarna now has over 8 apps on suiteapp.com and continues to provide support, managed services, and integration for NetSuite and Salesforce clients. During the course of today's webinar, my colleague Pradeep and I will be giving you a features overview and live demo of People Hub, Tvarna's HR, payroll, and employee self-serve portal for NetSuite. If you have any questions, please use the chat feature, and we will address your queries at the end of the webinar. A point to note is some of our webinar will be a demo, and this demo will be a dev account on NetSuite. And a dev account will be a little slower than your typical production accounts. So please bear with us and expect a slightly longer load time. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce our speaker for today, my colleague and HR Global Manager for Tvarna, Pradeep Reddy, who has over 15 years of experience in human resources. Pradeep manages all HR-related activities for India and US teams, including recruiting, selecting, orienting and training new employees, conducting employee workshops, and implementing HR policies and practices. I'm going to hand it over to Pradeep so that we can dive right into our subject matter, People Hub. Pradeep, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Tina. Welcome everyone, and let's get started with addressing the question as to why we created People Hub. People Hub is built on Oracle NetSuite, the undisputed #1 cloud-based ERP available in the market. NetSuite currently does not have an India-specific HR or payroll module. Given this lack, it is very common for organizations to opt for off-the-shelf HR modules outside of the NetSuite domain. This gap led us to create a payroll module which would serve India businesses. The People Hub unifies HR with other core business functions under the NetSuite umbrella, thus eliminating the need for users to resort to softwares outside of it. So that brings us to the next question. What does People Hub do? Now, People Hub tackles all aspects of the payroll process to make it simple and easy. Now, Employee Self-Service Portal, which is part of this module, helps businesses boost employee experience and engagement through some of the features like online onboarding and help desk modules. Now, let me ask this question again. How can your business benefit from using People Hub? To start with, key benefit is that it is built on NetSuite platform. It is economical as it can be integrated to NetSuite accounting module, and you won't need to look at third-party applications for payroll. It takes lesser time to process payroll due to automation and integration with Employee Self-Service Portal. Through our badges, help desk, and other employee engagement initiatives, we can build a happier workforce with enhanced employee engagement. It uses SkyDock, Tvarna's native suite app for secure, scalable document management system. All employee documents can now be digitally stored. Therefore, there is no hassle of paperwork. It also solves key issues like multiple salary structures for various roles or levels usually followed in some of the organizations. It has online onboarding to support joining formalities, with the current work from home being the new normal.
Pradeep, I'm going to hand it over to you so that we can now delve into People Hub's employee self-serve portal.
Yeah, thank you, Tina. Before even we start with the live demo, let me start by highlighting some of the key features of Employee Self-Service Portal. Employee Self-Service Portal is the interface between employee and the organization. A portal has features like badges, which helps build employee engagement, notifications, which are the communications that the organization publishes to their employees, leave module, which is basically the automation of leave management that again is integrated with payroll. It has regular features like holiday list and payslip downloads. In addition, we have a unique feature called uploads. Now, wherein employee can upload as well as download documents as and when required. Now, coming to our HR payroll module, it has features like payroll configuration, which is a simple stepwise process to configure payroll to your NetSuite account. Multiple salary groups, as I told you earlier, especially for those organizations who use multiple salary structure based on role or any other criteria. It has built-in leave configuration and professional tax configuration tabs. It has a detailed employee template to help in employee record creation. It has employee document storage, which is a SkyDoc app integrated to payroll and employee self-service portal as well. Finally, a payroll module can be integrated into your NetSuite accounts module, as this is entirely built on NetSuite platform.
With the COVID pandemic, everyone is working from home, and that's become the new normal now. But how does this affect onboarding? Can People Hub simplify the onboarding process during a situation such as COVID?
Yes, Tina, that's a valid question. We believe one of the first steps of building a memorable employee experience begins with onboarding process. Now, with COVID pandemic, this has made way to online onboarding. Not that online onboarding was not available earlier, but currently that's the way to go. It is contactless process and actually helps in reducing repetitive work of paper filling and moving of documents back and forth. Online onboarding has a seamless information flow to HR systems as well. With People Hub's online onboarding process, the joining formalities are made quick and easy. Let us see this process in practice with a quick demo. I'll just share my screen for a second. Here it goes. Let's take a case of an employee who needs to be onboarded and currently is at the other location. The prospective hire gets an email from HR with login credentials to initiate the onboarding process. Now this is, or let me just log in. On successful login, he or she can initiate the process. Now here is the onboarding screen. Let me start with the progress or status bar, which is right on top of the page. Here it is. Here we can see the progress of the process. By looking at the progress bar, we understand the status of the process, whether it is at pending approval or approved or rejected status. Here again, the status can be customized based on the organization requirement. We can add or reduce the steps according to the process defined by the organization. Now let's move ahead. The rest of the page captures details that are required as part of joining. The first one is the personal information, captures the basic details of the employee. The second section is educational qualification. We can add additional information with a click of add button or a plus button that's visible here. The next section is address. We can capture the current and permanent address here. Further moving down, family details, we can capture all the details of the family members or the dependents of the employee. Emergency details, captures contact details of friends or family and is very helpful in case of any emergency. Past employment details, captures the previous employee experience. For every case, we have this addition button feature where we can add the feature, add additional details into it. Reference from previous companies, captures the professional references, contact details which are required for verification. Now all set, we can always customize the onboarding process based on the organization requirement. Let me quickly show you an option with save and review. Option, employee can fill the document based on his or her convenience. He or she can save the process and come back to start from where it was left. Now, it is often observed that the prospective hire has many questions while completing the document and also during uploading the documents. Usually the candidate has to contact the HR team and there will be a lot of back and forth. But with SkyDoc, you can share videos, manuals, or any joining procedure documents. Let me show this feature here. Here it is. Going to file list, we'll be able to see all the features. So such features that are employee friendly provide much needed support during onboarding process, which go a long way in creating a wonderful employee experience. Using Skydoc, you can also submit all the documentation by uploading. Before that, let me show you if he has any doubt, if he or she has any doubt, he can download the document by just hovering on this document. We can see the preview of the document. It takes a few seconds for loading, but then the documents can be previewed here. If it takes more time, the other ways we always can download the document as well. So this is the download button where we can download the document process. It automatically downloads the documents. Now let me show you the other feature, which is upload files. So employee can also submit all the documentation. Usually it can be a PAN card, your Aadhaar card, all these can be submitted. So once submitted, employee needs to go back to the form, complete his final submission here, and that's it. The HR can now view these documents inside of NetSuite attached to their employee record. Now let me, once a prospect you have submits the form, it is now reflected in NetSuite. Using the NetSuite login, HR can now view the status of onboarding for various hires. Let me quickly show you the HR login. Now this is the HR login. In NetSuite, we can provide logins based on roles. If you see here, we are now showing HR manager role. And based on the permissions and roles, we can create roles for different levels of employees. Now, once logged in, the homepage shows dashboards. This is one of the unique feature that NetSuite also has, and we are also providing as part of our payroll package. You can build your KPI meter, your employee-wise summary. You can build the KPIs that are required, that needs to be seen on a daily basis. All this can be shown up here. Now moving back to the onboarding process. Now that's where how we navigate to the onboarding tab. He or she can approve or reject using the status. Let me see what's the status, because I've just saved and reviewed, and click on submit. We can see all the status, Ed & Lewis, it's under view. So coming here, the HR can approve, reject, or view the status of all the prospective hires. Now, once approved, employee can access the employee self-service portal. Let's say we have approved. Let me now show you the employee self-service portal. Now here it is. I'm just logging. As you can see, this is a login page for the employee self-service portal. Using the credentials given by your HR team, you can log into the portal as well. Just in case you forget your password, or you just want to simply reset it, click the reset or forget password. The system prompts you to enter the username. In this scenario, your email ID is your username. Enter the username and click on send OTP. An OTP is sent to the registered email. Now enter the new password. So once you click on send OTP, it sends to your email and it opens up a box where you can enter your new password. Let me cancel this. I'm just logging in. Now on successful login, you will be directed to the employee homepage. Let me come back to the homepage here. Yes. On successful login, you will be directed to the employee self-service portal homepage. The home screen has all the main navigation tabs that you will need on the left side of the screen. Let us explore each tab. Before that, let me show you what the main page contains. The main section contains badges. Here we can see customer appreciation badges, vintage badge, and so on. Badges are part of employee engagement initiatives and which are earned by employees based on certain criteria.
Like the idea of the badges for rewards and recognition program. What I'd like to ask you is, can companies make these badges their own? Is there any way for companies to use their own branding or own images with these badges?
Yes, we can, Tina. We can customize using the portal configuration from NetSuite. I'll show that in a bit. Upload badges based on company theme, and the criteria can be defined. All these can be developed with our development team that's always there for us. So that can be done based on whatever the requirement the customer asks or the business requires. Yeah, hope this answers your question, Tina. Yeah, as we scroll down, you can see various announcements for the organizations from the organization categorized into newsletter, events, and notices. Now, keeping the communication channel active is very important for an organization as it keeps employees informed of the happenings in the organization. The next section contains features. This is a quick access feature to access the respective sections. Let's move to the next section, profile. Now here you can view your profile with details of your employment along with your profile pic, which can be uploaded. Based on the organization requirement, again, we can display employee information here. Since the details are picked up from NetSuite records, we can easily add relevant information as required by the organization. Now let me move to the next section, holiday list. In this section, as you can see, we can view holidays of the company that the user is employed with. Now, if we have a collaborative teams working from different subsidiaries, we can also see the holiday list of colleagues who are working with other subsidiary companies. Let me quickly select some of the other subsidiaries. And we can see the holiday list here. Now, for availing this feature, the company should have a OneWorld account in NetSuite. That's a primary criteria. Now let's move to the next section, leave module. In this section, an employee, apply title as, let me correct it. Let me move to apply leave first. Yeah, apply title, apply leave. This is a place where employee logs, clicks to apply leaves. It's a simple user-based interface. He just needs to enter the from and to date, enter the category, and the reason for taking leave. The leave balance are usually available here. And this also can be customized based on the our business's custom or leave policy documents. They can be having multiple leaves like sick leave, casual leave, and earned leave like that. Once he enters, the employee enters everything, you just have to click on apply button. The leave approval process automatically gets initiated after this, and an automated mail with leave details is sent to the reporting manager for action. Now, having said, now having applied leave, the next concern is to check what's the status of the leave, whether it is approved, rejected. So you just have to go to My Leaves. In this section, employee can view the status of leaves taken and also view history of leaves that were taken. The leave history can be downloaded in a spreadsheet format using export for him to analyze or have to plan a better leave management in future course. Use the expand. You can also use the expand all tab to know more details of without even have to click. Use collapse all to slide it back. Our portal is optimized and is a very responsive design, and it can be quickly accessed through any of the devices. It can be accessed through a mobile or any of your Apple devices as well. Let me move to the next section. So once the leave is applied, the natural expression is approval of leaves. This section is visible to employees who are supervisors. In this section, the reporting manager can see a list of pending leaves for approval. That's a default setting. And based on the reasoning, the condition or the leave request, he can approve or reject and enter the command, which is optional. Now we have filters available, and based on using the filters, manager can see the leave requests of the entire team or for a particular employee, and we can narrow down the results based on criteria like dates, leave category types, etc.
The portal looks like it would be very intuitive and user-friendly, and I'm sure people will find it so. I have a question though. What if the reporting manager is on leave due to some emergency, and this happens right before a cutoff date?
Yeah, good question, Tina. That usually happens. This is a very common scenario we HR people have to face. So we have a HR admin role to handle such situations. Let me quickly show that as well. Now, this view can be given to a specific group of people who are identified or assigned. It can be the HR as well. Using this section, HR admin can view the leave status, also check the leave history of employees. This also is useful to track pending approval leaves before beginning the payroll process. Now, HR admin also can approve or reject in absence of reporting manager in case of any emergency. Let me just quickly move to regular features, that is My Payslips. In My Payslip section, an employee can download payslips for different months. You can download by selecting the month. Let me do it for a month and the year. And then click on Submit. And the same gets downloaded here. Again, this is a format that can be customized. This is a sample format. The employee branding, the business branding, or the customer's branding can be added, and a lot of feature columns based on the components and the format that is currently followed by the organizations can be incorporated into this. Let me quickly go back again. So that's My Payslips here. So let us move to upload documents. Now, employees can upload or download documents using this module. Employee portal uses our SkyDoc app, which is a document management software. An employee can download files or documents which are available for downloads by clicking on File List. Now, here it is. We can quickly download. These are the download documents. As I told you, we can see a preview by just hovering over the file name. You can also download the forms that are available in download form. It can be your medical claim forms, your sample handbooks, any other checklists, and whatever documents we have uploaded also can be viewed again. For uploading, we just have to drag and drop, select relevant folder, upload, and then drag and drop. It's a simple drag and drop feature. So using the upload feature, employee can upload any documents which have to be submitted to HR or accounts. This uses a simple drag and drop option, as I told you. Once successfully uploaded, the documents are accessible to HR or accounts team who are assigned this access. Using File List, which we just saw, employees can view the list of uploaded and downloaded documents. The documents can be accessed from there as well. That brings us to the end of Employee Self-Service Portal demo. We're in the process of adding additional features like Employee Directory, Employee Investment Declaration section, and Performance Management module. So I request all of you to stay tuned for our next webinars where we'll be updating you on all this.
Thanks, Pradeep. Can the portal management be handled by HR?
Yes, Tina. Employee portal management is easy, and the same can be updated or modified by HR at a frequency that suits them. It does not require technical knowledge, or it doesn't go into the background where we need to depend on the technical teams to update it. HR can update the notifications on a daily or weekly or monthly basis, set up a holiday calendar, and also configure badges. Now, employee portal can be configured through the employee portal configuration link. Now, let me just show you that. So here's how we navigate to the portal. Now, the HR admin or whoever has the role can update or modify the contents in events. You can see all the boxes here where we can update multiple notices, multiple communications here. The next section is newsletters. Third section is notices. It's a simple edit column where we can edit the updated communication and then click on save. So once it is saved, the updated or modified content is displayed on the employee self-service homepage as well. So that's how simple it is. Now let me also tell you how do we update our holiday list. Yeah, so this is how we navigate to the holiday list, employee portal configuration, and then we'll reach out to the holiday list. Here we can see the list of holidays which are already entered. List contains holidays of the company and its subsidiaries as well. This feature of adding holidays is was only possible if you are having one world account. If you want to add a subsidiary holiday list and you want to have this feature, it's only possible if your NetSuite account is in one world account. I mean, it's a one world account. Now, HR admin can add holidays. Let me just quickly show you how. Click on the new holiday list, name the holiday, add the date, enter the subsidiary for which it is applicable, and then click on save. Now, once saved, the holiday appears in the list of holidays. Simultaneously, it also reflects in the employee portal holiday list. Now, let me move to badges, one of the other critical piece and then a very important engagement initiative. Here's how we navigate to badges configuration, which is part of the employee portal link, employee portal, portal configuration, and badges configuration. Now, referring back to one of your previous questions, here we can customize the badges based on the organization branding and requirement. We can upload new images for badges by choosing a file and then click on upload badge. And once saved, the new badges will be displayed on the employee portal. So the design and the criteria all can be defined, and the same can be developed by our development team as well.
Thanks for clarifying my question, Pradeep. I have another question. How do we keep track of the portal usage?
Oh yes, we can track the usage. We can track the usage using audit trail. One of the key data points required for analyzing the engagement of employees or success of the employee self-service portal is the portal login data. Now, this data can be used for various analytics that will throw us results about employee engagement and help us take appropriate initiatives. Now, here's how we navigate to the audit trail. It's employee portal and then audit trail. Let me click here. Now, here we can see the list of employees and their access data. Using filters, you could further narrow down the results. We can export the list in different formats by clicking on icons here. It can be a CSV format, it can be a Word document or a PDF format. This is how we can use our audit trail feature.
Pradeep, and this brings us to our next topic, which is payroll. Speaking of which, I imagine payroll would be quite a complex process in its setup. Is that right, Pradeep?
Yes, Tina. Depending on the payroll software and practices, it can become a very complex process. Our payroll has certain unique features which make it easy to configure and use. One of the major advantages of our payroll system is that it addresses the issues commonly faced by the organization during payroll. Now, let me quickly share you my screen and show you how the payroll configuration happens. Yeah, this is a easy stepwise process that sets up payroll in the NetSuite system. It's a sequential and hassle-free process. One-time setup is required. It can be installed in a short time, and once it is set up, the payroll is ready to use. Now, let me start with the first step. The first step is to define your salary components, allowances, and deductions. Now, often we find that organizations have the need to define new components, allowances, and deductions based on various needs. Example, let's say internet allowance, which is now required as an additional allowance to support work from home. Through our categorization of components, we made it easy to break down salary components. We define all the payroll components which are used in the company. This is the master list of payroll components. Components can be added whenever a new one is envisaged in line with the business or statutory requirements. We just have to add a little about the description so that it's easier to refer back on the purpose of the component as well. Let me browse through the tabs to show you to take you through this. This is the salary components tab. I move next, it moves to the allowance components tabs. Let me just click again. Yeah, these are the allowance components. Allowances are based on certain criteria. Like someone who is using a cab gets a cab allowance, or doesn't use a cab gets a cab allowance. Someone is using working in the night shift gets a night shift allowance, and the criteria might be whenever they work for the night shift, they are getting this allowance. All this can be added in allowances. And next is the deduction components. The deduction components are what are components that we identify as part of the organization structure or the compensation policy. It can be a loan recovery, a staff recovery, a flood reduction. We can add all kinds of deductions here. Now, the next step is to map payroll components to accounting heads. Now, why this is important? This is very important because to help seamless integration of wage heads or payroll heads to accounting heads. Now, this process makes it possible for faster integration to accounts. So once you run the payroll, all your and then post your journals, all your payroll related data gets integrated into your accounting system. So that's the reason. This is a step where you're going to map the wages along with the respective heads. The next step is to define a payroll cycle. Now, every organization defines its own payroll cycle. Now, for example, we have shown here from 26th to 25th of that next month, but it all depends. A few organizations have from 1 to 30th or 1 to 31st, or if you also have from 5th to 4th of that next month. Again, it all depends. So this is something that we need to set it up, and then your configuration is done.
But how do we factor in different salary structures into a payroll system? Can people manage multiple salary structures?
Oh, definitely, Tina. I think that's a critical piece. Let me show you the salary group structure here. Now we can use all the salary groups feature. Our salary groups feature here. Using this feature, we can save multiple structures and use the same when onboarding an employee as well. Now, this is useful for companies that follow a different salary structure based on job levels or roles. For example, Campus Recruits Group, if you can see here, Campus Recruit Groups, lateral hire groups. Now, we can define as many as we want based on the requirement. The hassles of remembering the salary structure for each role can be avoided, thus reducing the onboarding time while onboarding the multiple employees. We can have a look at one of the groups, salary structure groups. This is how we navigate to scale group definitions. Here we can define any of the new groups, salary groups based on the criteria, and also look at whatever that are existing. Now let me move to leave configuration. Now, leave management is one critical piece for every organization. The same, once integrated into the payroll system in line with leave policies, becomes a hassle-free process. Manual entry errors can be avoided, and thus making it transparent and leaving no room for ambiguity. Now, here's how we navigate to leave configuration. We go to payroll tab, payroll, and then go to leave configuration. Let's see. Now, leaves can be configured here based on certain criteria. In this case, if you observe, leaves are defined based on employee types. The next two columns show the number of leaves to be created every 1 or 2 months. Now, for example, let us talk about regular employee here who receives 1 leave credit for 1 month. Now, once defined, the system takes care of the leave credit based on eligibility. The payroll system processes the leaves based on the inputs from leave module and underlying leave logic. Now, with payroll integrated with the employee portal, leaves are created and debited to or from the balance. Now, leave history is recorded into employee records as well. Based on the leave balance, it is either considered as a loss of pay or paid leave. And that's it. Your leave configuration is now complete. Now, this again, let me mention that this is only for demo. We can modify it based on the organization's specific leave policies. Now, let me quickly move to the professional taxes page. Now, let's see how to configure professional taxes configuration. We all know that professional taxes are unique for each state. We can define the professional taxes for each state using our professional taxes rules configuration. Now, let me quickly show you how we navigate to the professional tax rules. We go to payroll and then the PT rules, and here how we'll reach to this page. The page displays the list of PT rules for each state. We can add or modify the PT rules by clicking on new professional tax rules. Now, it's as simple as that. We just have to go to new professional tax rules here. If you are going to add a new state, if you are going to add a new location to your organization, you just have to add that state name, the salary ranges, and the PT value against each. Now, once done, we just have to click save. The PT rules gets reflected in the list. That completes the PT rules. Let me show you how do we store the employee records. That's another critical piece of looking at it. So here we can enter employee records in two ways. One which is directly flowing from the onboarding, and then we can also do it manually over here. We have a template, a pretty detailed template which captures employees' primary information, the email and other details as well. and the address details are captured in the subtabs. The human resources captures the other important information that's required here. And let me move to the one of the critical aspects, payroll details. Now here, using this tab, we can enter the designation details, the levels, bands based on whatever the structure the company is following, the bank details, the bank details, and CTC details. Now here where we can select the type of salary group the employee falls into, which saves us, remembering the structure as such. Like if we have different structures for different levels, we just have to select that whatever salary groups suit that particular prospective hire. Now that's as simple as it. Now once the above are entered, employee is ready to be part of the payroll. Now let me tell you, one of the important aspect is our document management system, which is SkyDoc. Now this is our flagship product. SkyDoc takes care of all the document storage needs. It's a quick and easy drag and drop feature. All documents stored are in one place. Now, if you see, we can, let's say if there are increments given or any letters issued to the employee, all of them can be dropped in here and it's tagged to the employee record. SkyDoc has features like folder creation and folder view. All the documents can be stored and viewed at one place. Now, SkyDoc is integrated with employee portal as well. So documents can be made visible to the employee as well. Not only just store it here, we can have some of the employees, some of the documents visible to the employee as well.
Pradeep, I'm going to ask you, how do we handle such last-minute modifications of payroll data in People Hub?
Oh yes, Tina, that's a very common feature. I think every HR faces that. So we have to address that issues once the payroll is done and the last-minute request comes to add a particular allowance or for some action. It always happens. Now we run payroll and there's a last-minute modification that's required. That's a given. Now we have a way to handle it. We have something called delete a specific payroll record, and that's very easy. Let me come to it in a bit. I'll take you through the payroll generation process, and then I'll further delve down into that particular aspect. This is how we navigate to generation of payroll records, and this page appears. Now payroll can be run at different levels based on the need of the organization. It can be processed at various levels, at the organization level, at location wise or department wise. Now this is a call of the organization. If they want to run payroll based on location, based on certain criteria they have, and if they have certain departments which they want to run first, it also depends on the scenarios, like during increment time or during bonus calculations. All this at this particular time, we can always use this feature to break down the payroll process into locations or departments and do it in toto. Now let me take you through the process. We have quick allowances and deductions on the go. This is one of the feature that we all have, which is required. So add allowances and deductions on the go. There are many payout components that are required to be added for various reasons. The same can be seamlessly added during the payroll process against each employee. Let me quickly show you how it is done. For example, I have limited allowances that I need to give, let's say to 10 employees. I can use the add allowances or add deductions against each employee by just clicking on add allowances. You can see the different allowances that are there. Let me just enter some number over here. Let's also add deductions. Let's say someone has a rule recovery of 5,000 and a tax deduction of around 3,000, and then click submit. Yeah, this is one way. Again, this is possible only if you have limited allowances, where you can go one by one against each employee and click add allowances or deductions. But just in case you have multiple allowances or deductions, in case you have more than 100 or 200 employees, the easiest way will be to update the components using bulk update components. Now here we can just select the first type of components. Let me just show you. I select allowances. Let me check night allowances, night shift allowance, and I can enter. I can enter the numbers against each employee like this, right? And also select. Let me also move to the next option. Let me talk about loan recoveries. And I can quickly enter enter all these all these components at one go against each employee. Now that's as simple as it, but it is imperative that we have multiple checkpoints for payroll. The same is taken care through a review of entered components. You just have to download the document in Excel and to verify the details that we have entered. We all know that there will be a lot of allowances that are usually given in the last minute, and we have to cross check. We can just download after entering it. I hope you are all able to see the screen. If you can see the employees list and the values that are entered are already visible. So it's easier to verify these numbers by clicking on reviewed entered components. Now, once all this is done, you just have to generate payroll records. You obviously need to select the payroll period and other details and the subsidiary for which you're running, and then click on generate payroll records, and that's it. Your payroll generation starts, and then there are two important reports that we can see, that is total payout report and payroll components report. Using these two reports, we'll be able to see whatever is the payout that is generated. Let me just quickly show you that. So we can cross verify the payouts. We can select the period for which. Let me just select July. Okay. Similarly, we also have payroll component wise reports, not only the total payout report. Each component report is given. Again, all these reports can be generated. We can develop as many reports as required by the organization or the businesses that are required. These are only sample reports that we are showing now. Now, coming back to that original question, how do we delete? Just in case we have a last minute entry, and how do I do that? So let me go back to this. We just have to use this delete payroll record. Go to, let's say, July, and whichever period further we are making this change. Now here we'll see the people, all the list of employees for whom the payroll has been processed. Let's say for Kevin, we have some last minute change. We just have to click only Kevin and then delete this record. Now what happens during this process is Kevin's record will be moved back to the pre-payroll generation process. Now when you again go back to generate, okay, I'll just do it for you. It's called delete records. Right? We can go back to payroll and generate payroll records. We select is July. Yeah. So it shows back that particular employee is report back here again. It's a very simple process to record and train it back as well. Now we have a post payroll process. That's how we go to post payroll process here. Payroll journals. Using this process, we can integrate the provisional journal and post the payment journal. Once done, this all these payroll documents are integrated to the accounting system as well. So that's how simple it is to integrate all our payroll records into the accounting process. Now, I think that's how, I mean, this is the end-to-end process of what we do. We are also developing a few features like exit management, performance management, and time management systems. And we request all of you to stay tuned, and we'll be starting webinars as and when these features are also ready.
That was a lot of information. I really hope everyone attending found it useful. If you need to reach out to us, all our contacts are up on the screen. Our website, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter profiles. Pradeep's direct email is available, so if you need to reach out to him, you can do so. And we also have our phone number. So thanks once again for taking time out of your day. I will let you go. Thank you, Pradeep, and I hope to see you all in our next webinar.